So it looks like this is really it for Ariana Grande and Dalton Gomez. Page Six has reported that the two of them are going to be divorcing. Sources close to the star said that they have been separated since January, but they've been able to stay friends, so there's no bad blood between them. Quote, they came to the decision together. They were having problems before January, but they wanted to remain best friends. Apparently, Dalton visited Ariana on the set of the movie Wicked in London, which was part of a last-ditch attempt to save their marriage, but sadly that didn't work out. It's been said that they've been really good friends throughout the entire process and that their friends and families have been trying to protect them, most likely from going through all the messy divorce drama. The speculation started over the weekend when Ariana was spotted at a tennis match without her diamond ring. She was photographed in the crowd at the Wimbledon men's singles final on Sunday, sitting between Andrew Garfield and Jonathan Bailey. She looked great with her honey blonde hair from the upcoming movie Wicked, and she was seen getting really into the match, reacting to moments by covering her mouth with her right hand. But of course, most people were focused on her left hand at the absence of her wedding ring. Some people speculated that there could have been a simple explanation. Maybe it was getting serviced or cleaned, or maybe even upgraded. Either way, it seems like everyone was wondering what was really going on and whether or not that was a sign of some kind of trouble in their relationship. On Twitter, someone wrote, "I'm sorry, I'm not really trying to start anything. I just want to know, anyone else noticed the ring finger has no ring?" Another person wrote, "Anyone else noticed Ariana Grande hasn't been wearing her wedding ring?" This latest speculation comes several months after there were rumors going around that the two of them were nearing a breakup. What happened was Dalton deactivated his Instagram account after comments were made questioning his sexuality. For whatever reason, some fans decided to target him and claim that he was in fact gay. We don't know what these comments look like, but obviously they weren't made in a nice way. Most likely it was both homophobic and intended to bully him. So it's possible that he was just sick and tired of getting these kind of comments and wanted to get off social media for a while. This is all pretty upsetting though, given the fact that the couple have really tried to keep a low profile since they got married. Dalton does have his own Instagram account, but he set it to private shortly after news of their relationship became public. But what's really interesting is that this wasn't even the first round of divorce rumors. 1 year prior, Ariana posted a video doing her makeup while promoting her brand REM Beauty, but it wasn't the makeup that caught everyone's attention, it was the fact that she wasn't wearing her wedding ring. If she didn't address it, fans would most likely jump to all kinds of conclusions and assume that something was going on. Thankfully she did, because she already knew exactly what the internet would say when they didn't spot her wedding ring. She said, "I'm just not wearing my ring. It's getting cleaned. I'm not getting a divorce, so before you start, don't." Basically, she shut that idea down completely. Obviously, she's been in the spotlight long enough to know that even the smallest thing can cause a panic online, so it makes sense that the two of them are very adamant about privacy and keeping their life off of social media. Nearly 2 years after breaking off her engagement with Pete Davidson, Ariana was spotted kissing a mystery man out in LA, who was later confirmed to be Dalton. The couple began dating in January of 2020 and spent a lot of time together at Ariana's home in New York City. In December, after almost a year of dating, Ariana announced their engagement on Instagram. She posted photos of them along with shots of her engagement ring, and in the caption she wrote, "Forever and then some." Several months later, in May of 2021, the couple tied the knot in a small ceremony at their home. Apparently there were less than 20 guests and the nuptials were informal. There was no real ceremony, it was just a casual exchange of vows. Ariana later shared photos from their wedding on Instagram. At the time, an inside source spoke to People magazine and said, "They're a great fit together. Dalton's entirely unfazed by the scope of her celebrity, and it's very grounding for her. He's young but mature and knows what he wants out of life."
I know there are a lot of Britney Spears fans out there who are not surprised at all to hear that the singer and her husband, Sam Asghari, have separated. According to TMZ, the split comes after a major argument that involves allegations of cheating. Sources revealed that about a week ago, Asghari confronted Spears over rumors that she stepped out on him. Now, when it comes to a source with direct knowledge telling TMZ, we must keep in mind that these rumors might have no basis in fact at all. That being said, a lot of fans were predicting, dare I say hoping, that their marriage wouldn't last. Apparently, Sam believed that Spears had been unfaithful, which led to a huge fight. The source also claimed that Sam had moved out of their shared home and is now living in a place of his own, and as they put it, it's only a matter of time before Sam files for divorce. Since Britney was freed from her conservatorship, fans have only become more and more concerned for her well-being, and one of the biggest factors raising eyebrows was her new husband, Sam Asghari. He's a personal trainer as well as trying to become an actor, which is not helping with the fan-appointed gold digger label. Apparently, there has been deep trouble within their marriage for months, as slowly Asghari started sleeping at the house less and less. It's also been rumored that Spears had gotten physical with him in their fights that apparently include frequent screaming matches. Reportedly, Spears has a prenup that protects her assets, but one insider said the likely end to their marriage will be a check from Britney to Sam that will at least settle things financially. If you have been following along with Britney's journey following her conservatorship, as I said earlier, people have been seeing this coming. At times in the last few years, Spears' behavior has been a bit unpredictable, and apparently Sam is over it. With that being said, Spears isn't just going to come out of a 13-year-long conservatorship and be okay. I would imagine the singer needs time to do some therapy and get used to having her freedom back. Over a decade of being treated terribly by her family, without proper mental health help or control over anything, including her own money, is going to take some time to recover from. Asghari has publicly defended Britney from the press, but privately, apparently he's frustrated. Clearly, he wasn't ready to help her do what she needed to do when it came to her getting better. Sam and Britney started dating back in 2016 when he got a gig in her music video for her song Slumber Party, in which he played her love interest. He also is a personal trainer and aspiring actor who a lot of people felt like was just dating the pop star to boost his career. Asghari even admitted in an interview that within the acting world he didn't even begin to be noticed until Britney gave him, quote, this amazing platform. Also said in an interview, Asghari talked about the door she had opened for him more affectionately than Spears herself. Following the video, the couple was practically inseparable. Throughout the Free Britney movement, Asghari often showed his support for the singer's fans, and she shared plans of marrying him and having children together. He even posted a photo of himself in a Free Britney t-shirt, which he posted to Instagram. In 2021, she was overjoyed when Sam proposed, sharing photos and videos to her social media of her ring and the pair together. Eventually, the pair tied the knot in a small private ceremony at their Thousand Oaks home, but this in itself had fans suspicious and questioning their marriage since. The whole wedding was super odd and a little suspicious when it came to who was there and what footage from it was posted online. Regardless, the pair did seem happy, and to be fair, her fans can take things a little far when it comes to the singer. With everything that has been said, no divorce documents have been filed just yet, but if it does happen sooner than later, there will be no surprise. Neither Spears nor Asghari have commented on these particular rumors yet. Let me hear your thoughts on these relationship rumors in the comments below. Do you think they're headed for divorce, or is it all just talk?
So there's been some big news going on over the weekend. It seems like everyone's favorite couple, Joe Jonas and Sophie Turner, are headed for a divorce. Sources with direct knowledge spoke to TMZ and said that Joe had his people contact at least 2 divorce lawyers in LA, and apparently he is on the cusp of filing divorce documents to end his marriage. It's been said that the couple have had some serious problems in their relationship for at least 6 months. According to TMZ, over the last 3 months, Joe has been caring for their 2 young children pretty much all of the time, even while his band was touring. On the surface, it seems like there's been no outward signs of trouble. They recently sold their Miami mansion and seem to be happier than ever. Joe and Sophie also attended a lot of events together, but in recent weeks he's been photographed without his wedding ring quite a lot. This news was clearly pretty shocking, since the couple is literally a fan favorite. They know how to deliver a masterclass in couple coordinated red carpet wear, and over the years they've become one of the most enviable yet still relatable Hollywood couples out there. At last year's Met Gala, they coordinated their outfits, both wearing black Louis Vuitton looks. Sophie chose a gothic bride-inspired ensemble, which consisted of a floor-length embellished black dress with black platform heels, while Joe wore a white tuxedo with a long lace coat tail and silver jewelry. The two of them first linked up in 2016, and they got engaged a year later. In 2019, they were married in a Vegas-style wedding and have been living the family life ever since. They welcomed their first kid in 2020 and then another one in 2022. So it's safe to say that a lot has happened for them in the past 4 years. In an interview with Harper's Bazaar UK in 2019, Sophie spoke about their meeting, and she basically said that they got set up. She explained that they had a lot of mutual friends and that they've always been trying to introduce them for a long time. Apparently they were following each other on Instagram, and Joe direct messaged her one day out of the blue. When describing him, she said, "He's lovely, he's just the funniest. You wouldn't expect he's about to turn 30 this year. He's the most fun, energetic, positive person I've ever seen. I'm pessimistic, so we balance each other out." Soon after that meeting, Joe invited her to meet up with his tour that was passing through the UK. She said that the two of them had an instant connection, even though she hadn't expected to like him. Quote, "He didn't bring security, he brought a friend and they drank just as hard as the rest of us. I remember us two spending only a couple of minutes on the dance floor, and then we found a space in the far corner and we just talked." Sophie went on to say, "We talked for hours and hours and hours, and I wasn't bored. It wasn't contrived, it wasn't small talk, it was just so easy. Soon we were inseparable, and then I went on tour with him." Professionally, Joe and Sophie have both been very busy these days. Joe has gone on tour with his brothers recently and is scheduled to perform through the winter. Sophie's done some more acting stuff in recent years, but she isn't nearly as active during her Game of Thrones days. Despite the divorce rumors, or maybe because of them, Joe's wedding band was seen back on his finger over the weekend. He was pictured sporting his ring during a Jonas Brothers concert in Austin, Texas, and it definitely seemed like he was making a statement. In a series of photos posted by Popcrave on Twitter, his gold wedding band could be clearly seen on his left hand while he was performing on stage. stage. Not only that, but Sophie was there too, and he also sang a love song that he wrote for her during the stop on their North American tour. His wedding band was also visible in a snap shared on the official Jonas Brothers Instagram account on Saturday. The caption read, "Happy Labor Day weekend, everyone. This tour has been incredible so far. Having a little family time in the Texas sunset tonight before a big Austin show tomorrow." Apart from that, the two of them have also been pretty active on social media. On August 15th, Sophie marked her husband's 34th birthday on Instagram. She posted a photo of them wearing matching green and white striped pajamas, and it's clear that she still wanted to make him feel appreciated. In this case though, no matter what happens, Sophie and Joe are still going to be amazing parents to their two daughters. So divorce is not going to be the end of that kind of relationship. Moving on, did you know that Justin Trudeau and his wife Sophia are getting divorced? After 18 years of marriage, the two of them have decided to call it quits. They posted joint statements on Wednesday saying, "After many meaningful and difficult conversations, we have made the decision to separate. We remain a close family with deep love and respect for each other and for everything we have built and will continue to build." Apparently, they've signed a legal separation agreement, and his office said that the whole family will be going on vacation starting next week, and despite their split, they will all be together on the trip. Justin and Sophie tied the knot way back in 2005, and they have 3 kids together: 14-year-old Ella Grace, 9-year-old Hadrian, and 15-year-old Xavier. Sophie's been an advocate for things like gender equality and mental health over the years, while her husband has been in politics. Trudeau's office said the two of them are focused on raising their kids in a safe, loving, and collaborative environment, and both will be a constant presence in their children's lives. They said Canadians can expect to often see the family together from now on, regardless of the separation. Trudeau and his family have lived in Rideau Cottage on the Rideau Hall grounds in Ottawa since he became Prime Minister. According to a source, Sophie still plans to spend a considerable time at the cottage, but she's already made arrangements to move into a private residence nearby, at her own expense of course. But one key change in all of this is that she will no longer represent the government of Canada. She will not be considered the spouse of the Prime Minister in any official capacity on the world stage. As a political power couple, they had a high public and international profile even before Justin's time in elected office. They first met in their youth as Sophie went to school with his younger brother Michael, and then they reconnected and began dating after co-hosting the Montreal Grand Prix charity ball in 2003. They got engaged in 2004 and were married on May 28th in 2005 at a ceremony in Montreal. Since then, they seemed like a happy couple, and there weren't very many clues that they were going through tough times. There had been a bit of speculation about their relationship recently, considering that they were seen together on fewer and fewer public occasions. Then in an anniversary post last year, Sophie mentioned them navigating sunny days, heavy storms, and everything in between. She also said that long-term relationships can be challenging in so many ways, which is true no matter who you're married to. As for Justin, he posted a photo of them holding hands on their anniversary this year, and in the caption he wrote, "Every mile of this journey together is an adventure. I love you, Soph, happy anniversary." His wife has played a prominent role in his election campaigns, and she's also chosen to use her platform to promote causes that she cares about, like mental health and wellness, as well as women's rights. This spring it was announced that she's writing 2 books that will be published by Penguin Random House. The first one is called Closer Together, Knowing Ourselves and Loving Each Other, and it's been billed as an inspirational self-discovery and wellness book for adults. She's also working on a children's picture book in 2025 that is supposed to draw on her love for nature and her advocacy work in mental health and emotional literacy. According to several inside sources, Sophie plans to continue with her own career endeavors, so not much will change in that aspect. And it seems like both of them are well prepared for the future and what this will mean for their family. Back in 2014, Justin wrote a passage in his memoir about watching his father announce a separation from his mother while he was in office back in 1977. He wrote about the impact that his parents' divorce had on him and the considerations that he and Sophie had about the strain that political life can have on a marriage. He said that divorce always has casualties where children are involved, but that his parents did their best to minimize the pain and sense of loss. While in his own marriage, he described his wife as his soulmate and said that the two were honest with each other even when it hurts. As for what this means in regards to his campaign or how this might affect him in the long run politically, well, that's something that we just can't answer yet. How's it going, IO? In this video, we're going to talk about the fact that Sofia Vergara is getting divorced. The new Snow White remake has been slammed for changes, and Elton John has defended Kevin Spacey in court. Alright, so it looks like Sofia Vergara and her husband Joe Manganiello have separated and are divorcing after 7 years of marriage. The couple released a statement to Page 6 and said, "We have made the difficult decision to divorce. As two people that love and care for one another very much, we politely ask for respect of our privacy at this time, as we navigate this new phase of our lives." An inside source said, "Sofia and Joe have been growing apart for a while now, and are taking some distance distance from each other to contemplate their future. Some fans have noticed that the two of them have not been seen together as often as they used to. Right now, Sofia is in Italy with her best friend celebrating her 51st birthday, and she recently posted a few sexy photos on Instagram. But people in her comment section were quick to call out Joe's absence and wondered if they were going through something in their relationship. Joe did post a birthday tribute to his wife on Instagram, but the message didn't seem overly warm or personal. He simply wrote "Happy birthday, Sofia" in Spanish, and fans were questioning his post since he didn't refer to her as his love or his wife, and compared to his previous ones, it just seemed a little obligatory. Another source that spoke to Page 6 claimed that he was supposed to be there with her in Italy, but he never ended up going. Quote, "At the start of Sofia's big birthday trip, those close to her were explaining away Joe's absence, with the excuse that he was busy filming back on the East Coast. That excuse barely held up due to the writer's strike, but once the actor's strike took effect, he could have been on the first flight, and he quite clearly is not. So now no one out there with her is even attempting to pretend that it's not over. It is over, it's done." While it's not unusual for a couple to grow apart over the years, these two were definitely a fan favorite. They married in a lavish Palm Beach ceremony in 2015 in front of 400 guests, including almost all of the cast of Modern Family. So Ariel Winter, Ed O'Neill, Eric Stonestreet, Jesse Tyler Ferguson, Julie Bowen, Sarah Hyland, and Ty Burrell. As for Joe, his co-stars from True Blood were also there, people like Anna Paquin and Stephen Moyer. Other celebrities were also in attendance, including Reese Witherspoon and Channing Tatum. So it was just such an amazing guest list. Sofia and Joe met for the first time through Jesse Tyler Ferguson at the White House Correspondents Association dinner back in 2014, and there was instant chemistry between the two of them. In fact, it was so strong that Sofia broke off her engagement to a businessman called Nick Loeb, who she was seeing at the time. Apparently, Joe asked for her number a few weeks later when she split up with Nick. He told People magazine in 2020 that he knew pretty quickly that he could trust her, and she knew pretty quickly that she could trust him. He said they're both the kind of people who are capable of putting the other person ahead of themselves. He was capable of putting her wishes ahead of his own, whatever they were, and she was capable of doing the same. In his opinion, once you have that, you don't let go of it. So it's really sad to see that they have decided to go their separate ways. But they're not the only celebrity couple that's now getting a divorce. Ariana Grande and her husband of 2 years, Dalton Gomez, have also decided to call it quits. Sources close to the star said that the two of them have been separated since January, but they've been able to stay friends, so there's no bad blood between them. Quote, "They came to the decision together. They were having problems before January, but they wanted to remain best friends." Apparently, Dalton visited Ariana on the set of the movie Wicked in London, which was part of a last-ditch attempt to save their marriage, but sadly that didn't work out. It's been said that they've been really good friends throughout the entire process, and their friends and families have been trying to protect them. It's also been reported that Dalton is now dating other people, and has been for a few months, which is something that's completely fine with Ariana. Insiders have also spoken out about what led to the end of their relationship. Apparently, Dalton was taken aback by Ariana's celebrity status when the pandemic restrictions were lifted, so he would sometimes question why they needed to go around town with security, which is something that was a must for her. These major differences made the marriage unravel, and being long distance also added tension when she started filming Wicked in England. And as we all know, being long distance is tough on a relationship, especially one as new as that. Thankfully, they seem to have been able to remain friends, at least as far as we know.